How you doing, everybody? Brian Sr. here. If you are a true blue, red-blooded, liberty-loving, Bible-thumping, gun-toting, truth-seeking, fed up with the status quo, tyranny-smashing, tossing the tea overboard, American Patriot, agent of change, then you are in the right place. We're going to put our heads together. We're going to do what Americans do best. We're going to solve problems. We're going to educate one another. We're going to encourage one another as we lift up our families, our friends, our neighbors, and our country. The American dream lives here. So today we have another out in the field episode. I've been doing a lot of those lately. I haven't really had a chance to get in the studio and do an official podcast, quote unquote, so to speak. But I've been having a great time out in the field. Been going to all kinds of rallies, getting connected with like-minded patriots, fellow Americans that are fed up with the status quo, and they are ready to toss the tea overboard and become American Patriot agents of change. So it's been a great time going out in the field, getting to know people. I'm anxious to get back in the studio and do a proper podcast. I never finished the episode that I had with the language of the left. There was a second part of that I never got to finish, but I'm looking forward to doing that here in the next week or two. This episode is going to be, like I said, it's going to feature Sonya Perez. She's an ambassador for the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, which is Sheriff Mac's organization that he has. So she's a local ambassador in Temecula or Murrieta. I can't remember where she lives. But she has a great speech that we're going to enjoy today. You guys are going to love it. Stay tuned. She hits on a lot of important topics. She talks about how we can get involved, what we need to do, how we can make our stand. And it's time, people. We got to do this. We got to take our country back. So if you're out there, I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel, Political Truths 832. I'm also going to post it on my website, politicaltruths832.com. A lot of interesting stuff on there. There's a contact us section. You can call the Agent of Change hotline. The number there is 833-9-832-708. So 833-9-832-708. You can leave a message 24/7, 365 days out of the year. Let us know what's going on in your community. If there's something coming on, an event or an organization that's coming to your town, let us know. We'd love to be there to cover the event and to share it with the rest of the world out there. Also, if you're doing stuff in your community where you're making a difference, you're taking action, share that with us. We need to communicate with one another. We can all learn from one another. America was made great on the ingenuity and the genius of the American people. So there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of great things. Let us know. We want to hear about it so we can do what you are doing in your communities, in our own communities. That's how we're going to make a difference from the bottom up. So anyway, Sonya Perez, that's our featured speaker for today. This was out in Temecula at the Great American Patriots rally a couple weeks ago. And like I said, she hits on a lot of great topics, really inspirational. Stick around. You're going to love this. So here we go. Sonya Perez in Temecula, California.
You know what? I just want to say to you that last night we had a dinner with Sheriff Mac in the wineries. I went to every winery that I could find to ask if we could have a dinner with over 100 people. And you know what every winery said? No. We are practicing social distancing. And muzzles must be worn. I found a patriot from Wisconsin that owns Long Shadow Ranch Winery. We had about 140 people for a sit down, and it was great. Mac gave it to him. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been married for 32 years to this man right over here. We have 3 beautiful children. And when you come out and you start speaking up, boy, people are coming at you. So I have to ask permission from my kids because they're after me. We go maskless shopping. When I tell you that it's not enough anymore just to go flying flags, we really got to get out there. And a group of us get into the markets, you know, those communist stores, Trader Joe's, Sprouts. The thing is, did you know that they are operating illegally, practicing medicine without a license, and prescribing you a medical device? That's a criminal. That's Lenka and comes out from Laguna Beach out here a couple Mondays ago, and we went into Trader Joe's, and these masked Gestapos came charging over to us and told us how we couldn't shop there, and if you were going to shop there with a medical exemption, you had to roll around that special card so you can be humiliated. No. Anyway, she went and called up Sheriff Bianco's office, and she pressed charges, criminal charges, against those employees. We support the police. Woo-woo! The thing is, you guys, here's the deal. The sheriff he is in office, he is an elected official by we the people. And his position is to interpose for us. When anything is happening that is going on illegally, unlawfully, he needs to step up in front of us and make sure that those crimes against us are not happening. And I'm going to give you an example. You know those restaurants that get shut down because they're operating without the COVID-19 practices? They have more people in their restaurant and so forth. You know, that's unlawful. A sheriff could actually go to the ABC liquor license, the cosmetology board. Remember, they were closing down all the salons, and can tell them, pack their bags and get to step in. You're in my jurisdiction. This is my county, and these are my people, and you will not do that. But you know what it is? And here's the thing. I'm just going to be real. They make a lot of money. Sheriffs make anywhere from $450,000 up to $750,000. And if you want the proof, go on transparentcalifornia.com. You will fall out of your shoes for how much money they make. We need law and order, don't get me wrong. I love Riverside County, I love Temecula, and we just need to let them know that we are behind them. And we need to let them know, and how you can do this is by signing affidavits and giving your grievances to these people, these city council folks. You send in your affidavits to the County Board of Supervisors, not just 2 or 20 people. We need to do it by the hundreds. And then we ask our sheriff, and we hold them accountable to take those health directors, those County Board of Supervisors who are domestic terrorists, and have them step them out of office. That's what needs to happen. It's time for action now. And if we don't get behind that and we just walk around and go along to get along and not want to wave, rock the boat, we're going to be in a worse situation. Our media does not share what is going on around the country. It's not good what's happening. And I don't even need to take you around the country. Let me take you to Burbank, California, Tin Horn Flats. That is a restaurant that not only owns the business, they also own the land that it's on. That's very rare in today's date because of all the criminals, the real estate criminals. That's a conversation for another day. But he wouldn't close. He wouldn't mask people up. So they came, they would write him up tickets, violations, unlawful violations, by the way, telling him he couldn't earn a living. They turned off their utilities. That's Los Angeles County, folks. Then they went and they padlocked all the doors to his business. He still wouldn't close, open up, allowed the people to come in and enjoy. And if you watch the video on Sunday, just last Sunday, those criminals, those crooks, County of Los Angeles went and installed a 10-foot long chain link fence around his business now. This is America. don't need to take you down to Czechoslovakia or Germany. This is happening in Burbank, California. We have another restaurant in Los Angeles County called Restoration. This young lady, Tanner, she owns the restaurant. She would close. They came in, turned off her gas, and put a valve on her utilities. She said, I'm not closing. I'm gonna put on some propane, and we're gonna keep cooking. They did that in the middle of a brunch. In the middle of a brunch, imagine that. She said, nope, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep fighting. She kept fighting. The health department would come and put stickers up letting her know that she couldn't be operating, so people would be afraid to open the door into her business, but she was open. And I went in there and I said, what is going on? She goes, they're getting me at every end. $1,000 fine here, $1,000 fine there. Sadly, a couple days ago, she announced she can't do it anymore, and she closed her doors. You see, folks, I'm gonna say something. The fervor that the patriots need to have is the same fervor that they have for Dante, a criminal who tried to escape charges, okay? When a police officer was trying to arrest him. There was an error made. I'm not gonna deny I wasn't there, but did you see what's happening? They're looting and burning down businesses and crashing stores, and they're standing behind supposedly supporting some type of a racist issue, which it's not true. Okay? But that fervor is what we need to have for our patriots that own businesses to stand around. I'm not talking about burning and crashing windows. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of people need to be around Tin Horn Flats. And they need to be telling the officers, we need you to protect us. This is our business, and that is unconstitutional. And you, officer, took an oath. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution and to protect your congregation right here. That's your job. We pay you to do that. I can get behind you. I'll get behind you for that. But no, that's not happening. Business after business. But you want to know what? We do have a patriot. And well, of course, he's a Sicilian Italian. He opened up his Basilico's Italian restaurant in Huntington Beach. He's never closed. He's never made his employees wear masks. And he does not allow you to come into his restaurant with a mask on. He will shame you. Like Lenka said earlier, the action steps we take is we come together, hundreds and hundreds. We sign the email list and we tell you what we're doing, what's next, come join us. Because when one business owner is hurting, we're hurting. Because it's just a matter of time before they come for us. When one patriot's door is knocked on illegally without a warrant, coming into their house trying to barge into them, that's coming for me next. We need to get together and stand behind our patriots. Do you know that we had 4 men in Riverside County that were at the Capitol? They didn't go inside, and that's a conversation for another day, wherever you stand with that. They went to go and hear President Trump. But did you know that here in Riverside County, those 4 men were bombarded with the FBI? They came to their homes and they disgustingly called them out on intercoms out in the street to tell them to come outside. Not 1, not 2, but 100. 100 of them. And that wasn't enough. They flew in drones into their homes for going to Washington to hear President speak? Really? They went in, they crashed their back windows, cut open their screen doors, handcuffed their daughters, handcuffed their wives. Where is the anger and the outrage in that? We each have to have a thread, actually, of patriots and know each other's numbers and addresses and say, they're here. That way we all drive on over there. Oh, really? Not in my town, not on my dime, not on my time. We need to stand for each other. We need to take care of each other, because what is happening right now, folks, not only is it unconstitutional, how dare they go and arrest pastors and close churches? That is absolutely unacceptable. You know, when Rob McCoy's church, when he was being harassed, and they told him they were going to arrest him if he opened up his doors to have a service on a Sunday, they let him know. They were threatening him and letting him know they were going to come down, arrest him, and close his church. And you know what we did? We all drove down to Ventura County, and we all stood and held the line. Hundreds of us. Not on my time. Pastor McCoy, you go ahead and preach to your congregation. We'll stand right outside here. Just let them come. That's the thought process we need to have. If we're going to stay in California, if we're going to win California, we're going to have hundreds get together and make some moves and take action. Because I'll tell you what, Havasu's looking pretty good to me. I mean, the freedom that's happening over there. I love California. I am a native Californian, and I love Temecula. Just turn around. Look at the beautiful greenery there. We're 50 minutes from the beach. We've got the wineries behind us. It is gorgeous. And I know we pay more because we have a tyrant in office named Gavin Newsom. But the thing is it's not going to be 10 or 20 of us. It's going to take hundreds. It's like a movie when you say, oh my gosh, that was such a good movie. And you tell your friend, and he tells 2 friends, and they tell 3 friends. And by the time you know it, these guys are a blockbuster. We need to be a blockbuster for our patriots. And I'll go to San Diego, and I have patriots coming. I have some San Diego friends out here today. Our taco lady is from San Diego. I said, come on down. Come on down. Freedom rings here while I'm standing. You're going to come and because we got harassed. I don't know if Lenka told you. She got a phone call asking, do you have permits to have a rally out here? You know, it was so funny. I said, why are they calling Lenka in Laguna Beach? Why aren't they calling me? They know me. I ran for office. They got my number and my address. Because I got the anointing of the Lord Jesus Christ, that's why. So does Lenka. They just like to play, and she gives them a good time on the phone. I'll give them a tongue lashing. That's why they don't call me. I always say that I am a Christian, but I come from the east side of heaven. I just want to make known something to you. The reason I originally ran for office, the reason that we are here today, this is a third rally that I've put together with all the help. Give it a hand for our sound system right here. Josh Solera. That's a patriot right there that has been all over Southern and Northern California fighting, and that's how he volunteers. That's what his specialty is, music, and we appreciate him. But the original reason that I was running was because my husband and I have built our business 17 years. And until you know what it is to sweat, the blood, the tears, everything that you give up to get your business going, you are outraged when your government is telling you you can't make a livelihood, that you need to shut down. We lost hundreds and thousands of dollars the entire year. Our type of business is temporary fencing. And as you know, all of the outdoor activities, we were closed. When have we ever not had the Rose Parade? When have we never had the Santa Claus Lane Parade, right? And all the Temecula Balloon Wine Festival, all outdoor activities were down. You could not do that. So that affected us personally because we couldn't do any temporary fencing, temporary outdoor potties and so forth. And I started to get really upset because I found out that, well, I'm a retired school employee, right? And all my friends that were working at schools were still getting paid. And then I said, wait a minute. You guys are still getting paid? School's closed and you're still getting a full-on paycheck? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we're still getting paid. 6 months later, I find out that the city council, city staff, county board of supervisors, they're all still getting paid. They didn't miss one paycheck to date. They didn't even get a reduction like many of the businesses did. And then I started looking into how much they make. Do you know that the city manager here in Temecula makes $417,000 a year? Not once did he come out to find out, how can I help you businesses? What do you guys need? No, instead, they vote in to bring in more dollars for the COVID so they can keep us closed. Unacceptable. But that's not all, folks. He's married, and he has a wife who is a CEO of none other than the Visitors Bureau right down here. So that's an additional $149,000. Not miss one paycheck. These two people combined are making $600,000. That's what they're taking home. Who's paying for that? Taxpayers? Hello? Hello? Anybody? Anybody? That's right. So how do you tell me, as a business owner, you're still sending me in the mail a bill for my permit? I still need to pay for my permit for my business license that you've shut me down for a year. I still got to pay that. And how do you tell me, while you're still earning a paycheck, that, hey, you know what? You can't be open than more than a 25% there. Well, who's going to cover the rest of that revenue? Can somebody please explain the craziness in that? And that's what launched me into, I said, I can't do that. If I don't do something, I'm going to go crazy bonkers. You know, I mean, I cannot watch you guys driving around in your Mercedes-Benz, living up in La Cresta, wherever it is that you all live in, making your dollars and closing the rest of us up. I've seen business after business, small business owners that have closed their doors. They couldn't make it. Because you know what? You still got to pay the lease on that building. You still got to pay your employees and so on and so forth. Yes, the government threw some PP loans and some small business loans. Some people thrive through this time. Thank you, God. Thank you for your grace. But I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to sit around and just allow the city, neither should you or the county, to just, well, we voted you in. We figure you're going to do your job. You know what you do? You do records requests. You go into the agenda that they have. Every week there is a meeting with the city council in your city and in the county board where you live, and you look up at that agenda and you will see the crimes that are on that agenda against us, we the people. Bringing in, they just brought in 5 positions. Okay, let me get this straight. We're closed, and you're going to hire 5 more positions in January for ethnicity, racial justice. These are these 5 positions. But let's add insult into injury, when not only do you hire those 5 positions, but you know that 2 of those positions were BLM organizers? That's what we're paying for with our tax dollars. Just look it up. Look up who those 5 people are. We have domestic terrorists in these offices. We have one good person that was voted in, but she's by herself. Jessica Alexander has been on, and she's letting them know, I don't want to wear a mask. You guys are putting me in a back office like a leper because I won't wear a mask. And you could see all the city council making every excuse why we need to continue to enforce the muzzles. And she's by herself in there. But I tell her, I stand with you, sister. You tell him. Tito Ortiz, a WWF champion, he won an office in Huntington Beach for city council. That man's not having it. He walks in there without a face diaper on, and they tell him to put it on, and he says, no, thank you. And that's what each and every one of us need to do. We can be respectful. A lot of people are marching into stores with masks on. Nobody's telling them nothing. They're just like, well, I'm not going to be able to get in here if I don't put one on. But that's not true. Go on. Free yourselves. Go in to those markets and those banks. Let me tell you, Chase knows me. Chase tried to line me up one day. They had a line around the corner. I marched in and I walked in, didn't have any mask on, and all the people were like, oh, ma'am, the people, not the people that were working in the bank as of yet. They're like, you need to have a mask on. I said, you need to mind your own business. You know, should I be going over to you when you're eating pop and McDonald's and pull that out of your hands and tell you stop eating that? It's bad for you? No. But Chase tried to give it to me. You know, we have a drive-up, ma'am. We can take care of you at the drive-up. I said, did I ask you if you had an alternative? I don't remember asking you. No, I'm coming in, I'm getting my money, and that's it. I mean, I have to do this daily, you know. I have to educate them daily. If you want to learn, join us at Freedom to Breathe Agency. We'll take you shopping with us. We'll show you how it goes. Because we're giving them what the California penal codes are and what the crimes are against us when they're doing that. That's when I talk about action. It's not fun, it's not easy, it's uncomfortable. Now I'm just going to end with this, and this is why I brought Sheriff Mack out here. It was so wonderful to say, yeah, I'll come out to Temecula, California. And the reason that I did that is recently, friends of ours went and did a maskless event over at the Lake Elsinore Family Dollar Store. Got it on tape, put it up, showed everyone what happened. They went in, they wanted to exercise their right, freedom to breathe, and shop. They got this on tape. They go in, they shop, the manager calls up the sheriff's department. Sheriffs come out. And they're like, well, you can protest and you can be outside. You can see some of this up on Facebook. The tape is there. And the manager comes out. I want her arrested and her arrested. Guess what the sheriff did? Arrested a young mom with children, banged her up against the wall, and handcuffed her. And if she'd like to say who she is, she's welcome to raise her hand. Tasha. But it just didn't end there, guys. They not only arrested her, they arrested Nari, who comes out from Los Angeles. She does huge maskless events in LA, which is the worst communist county of all of the counties, I hate to tell you. And she's never been arrested, but she comes down to Riverside County, which I think is a lot more freer, and she gets arrested. So they take the girls back, they slap a mask on them. Then they harassed Tasha because she had her two beautiful children there, and they told her, what are the names of your children, ma'am? What are the names of your children? Why do you want to know the names of my children? No. It'll go easy for you if you tell us the names of your children. She finally gave the names of her children, and guess what happened the next day? CPS gave her a call. But when you come to Freedom to Breathe Agency, you're going to find out that you don't answer those calls. And you're going to find out why Tony of Basilicos is still open, because he does not participate or answer the calls to those offices, the health department, all those communist buildings. No. So Tasha did not answer that call. Tasha, after a while, got hold of me and Lenka. We got a bunch of patriots, a handful, I should say, that arrived to the court when she had her ticket, which she got for trespassing. You should look up the codes for trespassing in California, because you cannot give a ticket for trespassing. That was so ridiculous. That once you are a business, once you are an owner of a business, it is no longer private. It is open to the public. And that's a conversation that we can have with you on another day. But they even knew they were wrong because they sent her a correction ticket for that trespassing. So anyhow, they sent her the corrected ticket. We meet her at the courthouse here, Southwestern in Murrieta, and she's standing in line, and all these very unhealthy sheriff deputies are standing there, double, triple masked up. You have to have a mask on. No, we don't wear those. Well, for the safety of these people, you need to move aside. And so Lank and I, okay, fine. And some of the other ones, and Tasha's not wearing her mask. She's waiting because they have you line up outside in 50-degree weather outside of a courthouse that we pay for, right? And the lady comes up and she's like, what's your name? Natasha. Okay. No, I don't see you here. And are you sure I'm supposed to show up today? No. The ticket was mysteriously gone from the calendar. Now, that doesn't say much other than they want to do this whole chaos of mental gymnastics in a person's mind. Because of just like our patriots who had their doors breached at home, who got raided, who had their women and their children handcuffed, they tell you, well, you're not arrested, but we're still looking into it further. So that you could be thinking, well, any day now they're going to come back, they're going to charge me with something. They're not going to charge you with anything because it's unlawful. So I'm going to end with this, and that is, patriots, the call to action is now. That mother's children are my children. Okay, your business is my business. We need to go back to those days where everyone took care of each other. If something's going on with you, there's no shame in that. You call us and we'll come around you. What's going on? Oh, is that right? Trader Joe's? Troops, on our way. What is that? You have the communist FBI? Those men in costumes at your house? Oh, we'll be right down. We cannot, hey, I'm being very serious right now. We need to all come alongside each other. They close one church, they close all churches. They close one business, they're closing all businesses. They're coming after your kids, they're coming after my kids. That's the way we need to look at this. So, thank you so very much for being here, and please team up, lock arms, and let's take care of each other. Thank you.